there, I am Kylen Jane and welcome to a Math 101 lesson with me. Today we are going to talk about solving quadratic equation by extracting the square root. But first, let us define what is quadratic equation. What is square root? So basically, a quadratic equation is any equation that can be rearranged in the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0, where x is unknown and a, b, and c is any real number or known number, where a cannot be equal to 0. Well, squares are the numbers generated after multiplying a value by itself, whereas square root of a number is value which, on getting multiplied by itself, gives the original value. For example, what is the square root of 100? So the square root of 100 is 10. Why 10? Because when you multiply 10 by itself, the result is 100. And that is what is square root. Before we jump into our main topic, I have a suggestion for you. It is better to be familiarized with the exponential table so you won't have any difficulties in our topic. So now let us move forward to extracting the square root. Extracting the square root is one of the solving methods for a quadratic equation. To prove whether the equation has two real solutions, one real solution, or no real solution at all. Since this method is based on the square root property, it is usually done by extracting square root from both sides of the equation. In this method, the equation written as x squared is equals to c, which has exactly two solutions, can be solved, as well as the form in ax squared plus c is equals 0 and x plus a squared is equals to c. And the solution can be written in the form of x is equals to positive negative square root of c. So let us state some equation example. We have example A. X squared is equals to 81. And the example B, we have 2x squared minus 72 is equals to 0. And then example C, we have x minus 5 squared is equals to 64. So let us try to solve the examples. Let us start with example A. In the example A, we have the given x squared is equals to 81. But since both sides are perfect square and they are in the form of x squared is equals to c, we just have to simply get the square root of the both sides. The square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 81 is positive or negative 9. Why positive or negative 9? Because when you square a number, you have to multiply it by itself. And when you multiply positive to positive, the result is positive. And when you multiply a negative to negative, the result is also a positive. Thus, the root of the equation x squared is equals to 81 is either x is equals to 9 or x is equals to negative 9. And to check your answers, you just have to substitute the value of your answer to the variable given in the equation. Next is the example B. In the example B, we have the given 2x squared minus 72 is equals 0. So first, we need to transpose the constant to the right side. And when we transpose the negative 72, it will become positive 72. And we'll have 2x squared is equals to positive 72. But since there are still the coefficient, we need to cancel out it by dividing both sides by 2. So we have to cancel out the 2 and we'll have the remaining x squared is equals to 36, because when you divide 72 by 2, the result is 36. But since the both sides are still perfect square, we need to extract the square root of it. So the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 36 is positive negative 6. Thus, the root of the equation are x is equals to 6 and x is also equals to negative 6. And to check your answers, just substitute the value of your answer to the value to the variable in the given equation. And lastly, we have the example C. In the example C, we have the given x minus 5 squared is equals to 64. So first, we have seen that they are both perfect square. So we need to extract the square root first on the both sides. So the square root of x minus 5 squared is x minus 5, and the square root of 64 is positive or negative 8. But since we still have a constant on the left side of the equal sign, we need to transpose the negative 5 to the right side. So we are left with x is equals to 5 plus or minus 8. But then we still have remaining 2 operations. We need to perform each operations first. So we have x is equals to 5 plus 8, and the answer is x is equals to 13. On the other hand, x is equals to 5 minus 8, the answer is x is equals to negative 3. Thus, the root of the equation x minus 5 squared is equals to 64, or x is equals to 13 and x is equals to negative 3. And to check our answers, we just have to substitute the values of our answers to the variable given in the equation. And that is how you solve a quadratic equation by extracting the square root. But before we end our lesson, here's a quick tip. For the equation that are in the form x squared is equals to c, this may be helpful in ensuring your solutions. If c is greater than 0, then the equation has 2 real solutions. If c is equals to 0, then the only solution to the equation is 0. But if c is less than 0, then the equation has no real number solution, but imaginary numbers. So that's it for today, and I hope you have learned something from me, and always put in mind that embrace mathematics for a fun learning. This is Kylen Jane, and thank you for watching.